Here we go again, another 10 albums. Let's go. In 30th place is Concentrate by the Happy Fit. This is just a combination of every style of indie rock done really well. That's what it is. It's all got this kind of poppy Happy Fits feel to it, which would make sense considering that is the band that made it. But yeah, they keep their style throughout while just doing everything right. Everything right. They do all different kinds of styles. I feel like what bands have I think, you know, there's a bit of Bear Ghost, a bit of like, I don't know why I mentioned Bear Ghost. Most of my friends hate Bear Ghost, but there is one song that's kind of Bear Ghosty. And then, yeah, just every kind of indie rock, all in one, done great, done top quality. I am going to get, oh my goodness. Oh, my friends are going to kill me for that Bear Ghost one. I like Bear Ghost, okay? I'm sorry, I apologize. This isn't about Bear Ghost, this is about Concentrate. Concentrate's a really good album. You should, if you want a place to start listening to indie rock, this is like the perfect one. Like, literally, this is perfect. You will get a representation of everywhere on the spectrum of indie rock, and it's all done perfectly. So, this one, listen now. And coming in 29th is my favourite comedy album by my favourite comedians, Sammy J and Randy's Difficult First album. This is, it's literally a live recording of one of their musical comedy shows back in like 2014 or something, I want to say, and it's class. The music's awesome. It's mostly piano and synth, but it has a bit of guitar, it has a bit of everything, and it's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. Like, these guys are my favorite comedians on their own, like, without the music, and then the music is also class, and it's brilliant, and it's hilarious, and they're also, again, Australian comedians, so they're great. This, yeah, class album. Class album. If you want to laugh to an album, then this is the album to laugh to. Unless you want to laugh at a Death Grips album, in which case that also works. And in 28th place we have the first ska album I ever listened to, and a good one at that. Everything Goes Numb by Streetlight Manifesto. Tomska's favourite album. That's how I found ska. It was a good thing to do. This album's great. It's insanely consistent in quality. Like, and when I say that, I mean this is probably one of the most consistent in quality albums I've ever heard. Like, the songs are so close in quality, and that also means they're pretty close in style, but it doesn't get boring at all. It never gets boring, it never feels samey, even though it is pretty similar, and I think that's great. It has the Streetlight Manifesto DIY feel all over it. It's really fun, and it covers some pretty hard topics as well, so, you know, I do have a thing for upbeat, sad songs, so, yeah. Great ska album. And in 27th we have Jukebox the Ghost's second album, Everything Under the Sun. This is just brilliant. It's basically just a step up from Let Live. There isn't a bad song on there. It's crazy consistent, although I guess we are kind of getting to the point of consistency, although to be fair, there are some albums in the top 10 that are really inconsistent, but look, okay, this one is. There are beautiful songs on here. Nobody is utterly incredible. The Stars as well, just really genuinely beautiful songs. It's all just great piano rock, wacky, confident, fun. And yeah, if you like Let Live, you'll love this. Great album. And in 26th place we have Inabakumori's second album, Weather Station. This is just an improvement on everything Anticyclone did before it. It's fun, it's better, and it most of all just doesn't get boring like Anticyclone does. You can listen to this all the way through 4 times, which is what I did when it came out. It was a great time. Yeah, it's brilliant. Every song is a banger. Lag Train is one of my least favourite songs on the album, and that's Lag Train, and I love Lag Train because it's a brilliant song, so that kind of gives you an indicator of the quality of this album. It's absolutely brilliant. It's fun, it's consistent, great experience all round. In 25th place, we have Will Wood back again with Will Wood and the Tapeworms' Selfish. I'm going off script for this one. I'm ignoring the script. My iPad is closed. I can't read it anymore, because I just want to talk about this album. This might be a longer section, I don't care. Selfish is brilliant. Will himself doesn't really like this album because it was created after Everything Is a Lot in a kind of like just mentally not great state. He just started getting on meds, and so a lot of the songs didn't come out the way he wanted them to. However, it's motify style, and it's harder, more kind of, I guess, more metally, but not really. You kind of have to listen to it to understand it, because it's this weird style that he's never replicated, but it's brilliant and really energetic. It's great. It's great. There are tons of motifs throughout, and that really adds to the theming. And I think the overall message about identity is just really interesting, the way it goes through it. Dr. Sunshine Is Dead is an incredible song, as is just most of the album. Cotards, Hand Me My Shovel, Mr. Catgrass, it's all brilliant. 2012, I will never listen to the 2012 live version instead of the studio version. It's so much better. I will never forget how they did that on the album. Someday, I am going to have to make just a bunch of Will Wood videos. I know too much about this artist. I like him too much. I've talked about this album for too long. Let's move on. And taking 24th place is the album that literally anyone who's watched any of my videos before will have been waiting for, unless you just came here from the How to Beats, in which case you didn't know about this, but it's Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum by Tally Hall. I made 5 layouts to this. It's not a big secret that I really like this album. It's weird, wacky rock, and it's great. Every song feels really different to the last. You've got the bidding, which is just pretty much basic wacky rock music, followed by this kind of bluegrass Be Born thing, followed by Banana Man, which I don't think is racist, personally. But that's I don't think they were being racist with that. I think they were actually celebrating cultures. However, I'm not willing to fight that case, so don't come at me for that. It's a good album, I promise. I think I've just made it sound racist. It's not racist, I promise. It's actually not. It's not. There is. I think it was a bit of a Banana Man was a weird choice, okay? The accent was a weird choice, but I don't think it was actually intended in any bad way, and there's nothing else on the album that really... Look, it's a good album, okay? It's fun, it's a fun, cohesive collection of music. Taken for a Ride is one of my favorite songs. Good album. And speaking of early non-EDM albums of my music taste, coming in 23rd is the second other genre album I listened to, 01 by the Living Tombstone. Harry, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, okay? It had to be this way. It's a great album. Yeah, this is just awesome electro rock. It's just amazing electro rock. It describes some really powerful experiences and emotions really well. The lyrics are brilliant. It does help that I listened to this mostly at one of the roughest periods of time I've ever had in my life. So that gives it some brownie points, yeah, definitely. But it is genuinely a brilliant album, and I just wish they'd included Love I Need on the track list because it deserved to be there, because that song is absolutely incredible. Shame. There you go, that's life sometimes. Longtime Friends is incredible. Actually incredible. I love that song. That's if you just listen to that song, you know, you don't even have to listen to the album. The album's great, but just listen to Longtime Friends, because that song is actually just ridiculously good, and I love it. And barring one of the honourable mentions, finishing off the trio of the first 3 albums I ever listened to is Clover by Oreo. This one is just beautiful. It's basically just a brilliant story about this girl who attempts suicide and is then rescued by, or well, not rescued, but visited in the fall by what could be metaphors of 3 ghosts who basically describe their experiences and their pitfalls and their lives and give her the courage to keep going. And it's incredibly powerful. The music is insanely unique. It's basically a unique modern take on 20th century jazz, and it's brilliant, like early 20th century too. It starts with a song called The Roaring 2020s, so there you go. Brilliant album. To You is one of my favorite songs of all time. That one I listened to at a point when it hit unimaginably hard. Like, genuinely, every lyric hit exactly the right place in my emotional state, and yeah, it's been one of my favorite songs since. I love this album, there's nothing bad to say about it. And finally, in 21st place, we have Hot Fuss by The Killers. Oh, this album. I haven't really got into it that much, actually, but that doesn't stop it from being absolutely amazing. The Killers have this really kind of distinct sound with the synths and guitar they use, which I haven't actually seen replicated by any other artist, which is kind of a surprise considering their just insane popularity. But they're brilliant. This album is probably the best representation of that style, and it stays catchy and original all the way throughout, despite being one of the most influential rock albums of the 2000s. So yeah, you'll honestly find something new in this if you haven't already listened, which I assume a lot of people probably have. See you next time.